What's up, everybody? This is Joe Brandenburg from Hog University, Armstrong, Iowa, 50514. I've decided recently to start making a video log series about certain things, and I'm going to be doing series with videos that are branched off of that. And my first series is going to be about lifters who have been extremely influential to me, lifters I've stumbled upon over the last 5 to 7 years via lifting and through various sources, friends, word of mouth, internet, pretty much a lot of it's the internet. The reason I want to go through these guys is that a lot of them, or all of them rather, have basically helped me establish my identity as a lifter. And I would like people to understand why I've come to lift in the way that I do, and I think that helps young lifters to help develop their own identity as well. If they see that, okay, this guy that I see squatting 500 pounds or whatever, or deadlifting 600 or things like that, if this is how he came to be this way, maybe that's what I need to be doing too, rather than asking him specifically for advice and trying to copy that one person. Generally, it's a collage of many lifters that make a good lifter. It's a trickle-down effect because, having a strong identity is going to be really rewarding and you're going to stick with it longer. And I have not been lifting for a long time by any means. I would say I've been lifting really hard for 5 years, and it's a drop in the bucket compared to some people. A lot of people lift for 30, 40, 50 years. So if you've been lifting for a year and you think you've been doing it a long time, you got a long road ahead of you. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So a lot of these guys that I'll be talking about in the coming series are very inspiring to some people. Some people they may not be that inspiring to, but what it boils down to is every person's going to be inspired by someone else. Yeah, one person like Dan Green may inspire a lot of people, but there are lifters out there that are relatively unknown but have been really inspiring to me. There are people that are completely unknown that aren't popular on the internet or anything. People that don't even lift that are inspiring to me for lifting. So it's funny how that works sometimes. But one thing I've noticed is that over time, your influences, your inspirations change. There are a lot of phases that you go through as a lifter. You might be that rare person that starts out saying, I want to be good at powerlifting, I want to focus on my total, and maybe you stick with that for 20 years, but it's not how it's been for me. I've always kind of been focused on more like minute, unique goals, not so literal as I want a good total for powerlifting. I may tell people that sometimes in passing just so that I can justify going to these meets and stuff, but in reality, you may have goals that are a lot harder to explain to people, and it's not worth trying to talk to them for an hour to tell them, yeah, I love squatting because I want to have huge legs, and they go, why? It's a lot easier to give them an easy answer like, I do powerlifting. So I'll be talking about the different inspirations I have like that, and one thing you'll notice is that there's a common theme or trait that a lot of the people have that I'm inspired by, and that's that they're typically very extreme people, because I gravitate towards that. I'm not one of those people that's big on balance in life. I think it's kind of rare to be that way. I have an addictive personality, so I get really addicted and I get really on one kick, and I'll do that for a long time. So that's one thing you might notice when I start going through my list of lifters. But just to name a few, there will be many, but just to give kind of little pre-list, George Lehman, very inspirational to me. I love his stuff. I love his style of training. I like a lot of his videos that he puts out in terms of mentality and being a positive person and applying that to training, because training is very hard and you have to be positive because it'll crush you if you're not. Jamie Lewis of Chaos and Pain, he was really inspirational to me. One thing he inspired for me, besides training philosophy, was that it was okay to train how I wanted to train, like to do what I want to do rather than trying to run a cookie cutter program, and if I run anything else, I'm a program hopper. That's one thing that Jamie really inspired me. He taught me that it's good to have your own identity and be your own lifter. Train for yourself, not for other people. Don't train to be cool. You don't have to listen to all the gurus. You can go in there and lift and have fun. It takes a little bit to develop a gauge in terms of understanding like how you're gonna regulate things and stuff, but a lot of the stuff he wrote on his blog about old time guys in terms of diet and training was really inspirational to me. Talk about guys that would eat 36 eggs and a gallon of milk a day, things like that. Like guys lived on their farm, like Paul Anderson, Hepburn, people like that. That's been very inspiring to me. So Jamie almost fills like 3 slots for me in terms of inspiration. He has, himself. He's motivational himself. All the series he did about baddest motherfuckers ever, that inspired me. And he's a good lifter too. He fills many levels of that for me. Some other people, Chris Duffin is really, to me, he's inspiring. I'll get into more in the series about why, but he's another one that I really like. He's a good technical lifter. I like him. But anyway, I don't want to make this video be too long. The individual videos about particular lifters will likely be shorter, but longer overall. So just kind of wanted to set a base and foundation for these video series so that I have the hard work done so I can come through and just kind of bang them out. I'm going to try to produce at least one per day, and I will make playlists on my YouTube channel. You guys can check that out. I don't know if you guys have YouTube accounts, but they are attached through Google now, so you can probably subscribe to my channel so that you get like updates when I make videos. You probably see them on Facebook anyway. So thank you for watching my video, guys, about inspirational lifters.